moments away, and we're racing. Looks like side by side is John Fraser and Mario Richard, but it looked like it was John Fraser with the hole shot. John Fraser, followed by Mario Richard. Travis Roberts in third, followed by Brad Bork. Chad Whitehead in fifth, followed by Matthew Jollymore in sixth. Sorry, Chad Whitehead is in fourth, Matthew Jollymore in sixth. Confusing myself now as they're heading down the back straightaway. John Fraser open up about a second, maybe a second and a half over Mario Richard. Brad Bork opening up a bit of a gap there back to Brad Bork, or to Travis Roberts. Really fumbling through my words this afternoon, having that little break there. I gotta bring my A game here. Into turn 9, Chad Whitehead side by side with Travis Roberts. Able to get around Travis Roberts down into turn 9. He was seeing those leaders check away. Now the rider on the move is Gary McKinnon, starting from the back, making an inside move into 11 over Phil Warnell. Is Gary McKinnon on that RS 660 Aprilia. So he is on a charge. He was down into the 12s, I heard this morning, and now sitting there fifth on the track as he's coming through turn 3. Chad Whitehead about half a second up the road. But those riders in fourth and fifth are going to want to see Mario Richard and Brad Bork to start to battle it out, to maybe see them come back to this battle. Because right now that battle for second and third is about 2-3 seconds up the road, as now they're coming off the back straightaway. Mario Richard a bike length ahead of Brad Bork. Brad looking like he's going to try an inside move into turn 9, just not close enough as Mario Richard shuts the door. Now out of turn 9 to turn 10. We'll see what happens here onto the front straightaway. See if Brad Bork tries to pull a slingshot down into turn 1. Talking about Gary McKinnon. Gary McKinnon, this round, this year, is his 55th consecutive year racing. He has not missed a year racing. This is his 55th consecutive year racing motorcycles. An extremely amazing feat, as now he's coming through turn 4, right on the back of Chad Whitehead, onto the back straightaway. While Gary's out on the track, Marley McKinnon has made a card and has put it in the Guthrie building there, where right beside the Marshall stand. So for anyone that wants to sign the card, that we are going to present it, or she's going to present it to Gary tomorrow. So if you want to also like to remind everyone that this is a surprise, so just certainly you can congratulate him on his 55 years, but he doesn't know that this card is out there, and we're going to have a little moment for him on the podium. So if you just want to keep that closed lips. But now down the back straightaway, John Fraser is checking away from the field, so it's the battle of second and third and fourth and fifth out there down the back straightaway. Mario Richard able to hold off Brad Bork, but there's still 7 laps to go, 6 when they cross the line, so lots of action left to happen out here in this Pro Cycle Pro Sport Bike race number 1 of the weekend. Now onto the front straightaway, Mario Richard holding off Brad Bork. Chad Whitehead holding off Gary McKinnon. Looking at the lap times there, a couple of riders that are starting to get into their groove as Matthew Jollymore and Caleb Knowles. They're down into the minute 13s themselves. So we'll see if they're able to charge through the field. But back up to this battle, Gary McKinnon, I think he drove around the outside of Chad Whitehead in turn 4. Now taking over that 4th place position. They're going to have 5 laps, going to be halfway marker when John Fraser crosses the line. He's now coming out of turn 9 there now, so we'll see what Gary McKinnon can do here if he's able to hunt down that battle. What looks to be about 2 seconds up the road. Looking at his lap times, he was in the 13s, so if he can do a minute 12s, he can certainly start to track down those 2 riders in 2nd and 3rd, which is currently held by Mario Richard. I'm going to keep my eye on this gap because as they exit turn 3, Gary McKinnon has stretched away from Chad Whitehead, and he is marching towards this battle. He definitely has enough time to catch them. Over the top of 5 down the back straightaway now. I would say it's about a 1.5 seconds at most, as Mario Richard has opened up a few bike lengths over Brad Bork, but definitely Brad able to still stay in the hunt. It's only a few bike lengths, so we'll see what happens here into turn 9 if Brad Bork can get closer to Mario Richard. But it is Gary McKinnon, the rider on the move. Now coming onto the front straightaway. We'll see what that gap was last time. It was about 2.5 seconds. Gary McKinnon putting in his fastest lap of the race. I'm sure coming out of turn 2, yes, he is right on the back of Brad Bork through turn 3. Only a couple of bike lengths now. We'll see what Gary McKinnon is able to do here with Brad Bork, because Mario Richard this last time by has opened up a couple of more bike lengths, so it looks like he is starting to pull away from Brad Bork. So if Gary McKinnon wants to battle for 2nd place out there, he's going to have to try to make a move pretty quickly, because Mario Richard coming off the back straightaway sees about 1 second of a gap back to Brad Bork. As now the riders coming into turn 9. Gary McKinnon's not going to be close enough to pull a move here, so we'll see what corner he may elect to try to pull a move here. And coming out of turn 9, he was hard on the gas out of 9. It looked like he almost had to chop the gas there. He had such a great drive. Now onto the front straightaway. It's going to be down into turn 2, I say. Gary McKinnon is going to try to pull a move if he's able to. He wasn't close enough, but he's right on the back of Brad Bork. He's pulled off the move on the outside of 4. We'll see if that's where he elects maybe to go this time. Looks like some arm pump from Fernando Bianco. He was doing that arm tension motion, so maybe he had to come off due to that arm pump issue. Following this battle, though, Mario Richard opened up a couple of more bike lengths. I would say it's about 1.5 seconds. I'll look at the gap here. Timing and scoring had it at 1.1 seconds. I believe that opened up just a little bit this lap. So Gary McKinnon right on the back of Brad Bork. He's trying an outside move of 10 here into 11. Just not close enough. He was excited to get around Brad Bork there. We'll wait to see what happens here out of turn 2. Looking at the order across the line, looks like Phil Warnell able to get around Chad Whitehead last time by. Chad now into 6th, followed by Matthew Jollymore in 7th. Caleb Knowles in 8th, followed by Cronus Roberts and Matt Curvin. But back to this battle, Gary McKinnon thinking about a move on the outside of 4, just not able to pull it off. So now over the top of 5. I think Brant Bork knows he's there, and this is pushing Brant Bork to push even harder because they're starting to reel in Mario Richard again into turn 7. They are definitely catching Mario Richard only half a second, I would say now. Across the line, it was about 1.3 seconds, but visibly we can see it now out of turn 9. It's about half a second. And Gary McKinnon right there as well. So we're going to have a 3-rider battle here as they get the last lap flag. Looking at the lap times, Brant Bork put in his fastest lap of the race there. So he is trying to track down Mario Richard. Gary McKinnon looked like he had an inside move of 2 there coming out. I could only see the exit, just not able to pull off that move. So Brant Bork pushing hard, trying to keep Gary McKinnon behind him. Now out of turn 4. Gary McKinnon trying to move there in 4, just not close enough. We'll track down the leader here. He's coming now through 9 onto the front straightaway. It is going to be John Fraser taking the win this afternoon. Back to this battle. Out of turn 9, Mario Richard about 4 bike lengths ahead of Brant Bork. So it's going to come down to Gary McKinnon. The outside of turn 10. Is he going to do it inside here? No, he's not close enough. Onto the front straightaway. Oh, what a drive. Gary was getting down the front straightaway. It looked like he might have had to let off the gas maybe just a little bit there. Well, what a battle, and here comes Chad Whitehead trying to get around Phil Warnell. That was for 5th and 6th. Matthew Jollymore in 7th. Caleb Knowles